Welcome to the WinEH podcast. This show is focused on empowering ranchers. Whether you're a seasoned rancher or just getting started, we'll guide you on how to use the infinite banking concept as an alternative way to finance your operations. It's a better way to think about money. Join us as we discuss planning for the future, attracting the next generation, and the art of keeping more money within the family. Here's your hosts, Winnie and Lacy.
Hey, so glad you are choosing to lean into our conversation that we're going to have today. And it's all going to be about what is the infinite banking concept, as we affectionately also call IBC for short. And so I know what it means to me, and I'm going to discuss that in a little bit, but I think it'd be great to hear from you, Miss Lacy, and share your point of view about what the infinite banking concept is.
Yeah, I am excited for this. So IBC, when I think about it being a practice of imagination, thinking outside the box, because it's probably something that our listeners have never heard of. I know that when I first learned about this, I was like, what? I've never heard of this. Why haven't I heard of it? And so, yeah, practice in imagination. The concept was conceived back in the 80s by R. Nelson Nash. And he happens to be the author of this black book that you see behind me called Becoming Your Own Banker. And so we can all probably attest to, we've heard about the hard times of the 80s when the interest rates went into the 20s. I know we've been faced over the past couple of years with a higher interest rate environment. And so Nelson found himself in a really hard financial situation that forced him to use his imagination, think outside of the box. And because of that, IBC was born.
Yes, on his hands and knees, praying to get out of that moment of suffering because he had so much on the line, right? Mm-hmm. He's a family man, a man of God, and he really wanted to make sure that, he wasn't going to lose everything that he had built to that point. Like many of us, when we feel like we're pushed into a corner, it's flight or fight, mm-hmm. And thank goodness he had he also had faith on his side and realized that he had everything standing before him. He just didn't see it because he was seeing everything else like everyone else did. And it wasn't until he faced that hard time that he recognized being able to, just like how most of us, when we are faced with that hard time, we're just somehow more open to seeing a different alternative that we wouldn't have otherwise considered. Right?
Yeah.
And perspective, right? I mean, 23%, that kind of interest rate is nothing compared to, it's even crazier than what we have, crazier than what we have now. We think what's going on now is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And we actually have a client who lived through and challenged those 23% interest rates of the 80s. And he has sat, right across the table from us and told us how hard that was, but they trudged ahead. And just like I've heard you say, and I've heard, read in Nelson's book, the best solutions often come to us when we are faced with really hard times. And because we get to a point where, what are we willing to change in our current situation or in our behaviors? And in this case, in our financial behaviors, what are we willing to change? Here's the big one for me. What am I willing to give up in order to get to where I want to be in my financial life? And when I think about IBC, and we teach this to our clients, this is a financial lifestyle. And it probably goes against everything that you've been taught about finances and how to conduct those finances. So it's a different way to think about your finances. And if it resonates with you, our listeners, it is a financial lifestyle that you will adopt. When I think about it, that's how I think.
Mm-hmm. And to add to what you're saying, it's also a solution. It's one solution. We think a better solution than what is currently offered today in the mainstream. It is a different way to go about the way you manage your everyday cash flow. It has a whole different thinking process, right, associated with it. And it is the kind of thought process where you have to really line it up against your values and your beliefs, right? So this is not for everybody. Infinite banking is great. I believe that everyone should know about it, should know that it's an alternative. You know, if it's for you, that's a whole other episode that we actually do really go over. But just to be clear, though, it isn't for everyone because it needs to align with the type of values that you have. And you know what it is? It's about proactiveness. If you value being proactive in your life, if you truly believe that you will get better results and a better quality of experience, infinite banking falls in line with proactive planning, proactive thinking, thinking ahead, being able to mitigate pain, right? And further pain, right? Yeah. Because a lot of the times we come here because we are feeling pain from a situation, right? Pain from, dealing, unfortunately, from the lenders out there, right? Right. It's like, it's a double-edged sword. You need what they got, but what they got, it's very painful because it's very disempowering experience. This is a very empowering experience. This is about your own financial self-sustainability, the ability for you to be self-reliant without feeling like you need to lean in on other lenders, without feeling like you need to rely on our government for a source of financing.
Yeah. Right? That's right.
And
and I think about
infinite banking is all about that.
Yeah, totally. And I think about just a challenge out to the listeners. Think about a pain point in your financial world and what it would feel like if you found a solution to that pain point. And learning about IBC could lead you to that solution. If it resonates with you and you're open-minded, willing to learn about something, it could be that solution that you're looking for. It could be that hope and that peace, just like me. It could be that hope and that peace that you're looking for in your financial world. What are you willing to learn? What are you willing to change? And are you willing to adopt a lifestyle to implement the process? Because it is a process.
Exactly. And we'll leave you with this thought. We've done a high-level job in explaining what the infinite banking concept is. And the more that you tune in and lean in with us, session by session, you will be able to really, truly comprehend what this is, because there's no way for you to completely get the entire picture of what this could do for you in your life. And, again, Lacy's going to share with us the next best steps in order for you to keep going on your discovery journey, because it's definitely worth knowing about.
It sure is. Okay, so we got to get you educated. You can subscribe to our podcast. That's the first thing, because we have just a whole lineup of content for you to take in while you're driving, while you're in that tractor. I know that it's going to be haying season soon. There's going to be lots of ranchers and lots of farmers in the tractor. So I know you have the time to listen to it. So the other thing, head over to our website, ranchyourway.com. You're going to want this book bundle because when you read one, you're going to want to read the other one. So grab your book bundle, hit subscribe, and we will see you on the other side of your education. Bye for now.
So glad you leaned in with us on the WinEH podcast. We truly hope you're feeling more informed and empowered to take another step towards optimizing your financial life. Right now, make sure you hit subscribe so you can keep growing and learning with us. Until next time, we wish you prosperity in every area of your life.